So pull factors. The first one we're going to discuss is urbanization. Migrants gravitated to cities that had people of similar background. Italian, Jewish, German, and Chinese, to name a few, neighborhood develops in big cities. In addition, more government services were offered to migrants in cities than were offered to migrants in rural areas. We talked about birth rates lowering and how families didn't feel the need to have so many children. Farmland. The United States, Canada, Russia, and many Latin American nations encouraged immigration with generous land policies. The United States offered the deed to 160 acres of farmland in the western Great Plains to settlers who survived on their land for 5 years. The abolition of slavery. The end of slavery in the Western world by the late 19th century did not end the need for agricultural labor. Indentured labor, a situation in which one signs on to be, for all intents and purposes, a temporary slave with release from obligation after a period of time, like 5 to 10 years, turned out to be a strong pulling factor for migrants from South and East Asia. Indentured servants worked on sugar plantations in the Caribbean into the 1920s, and they were also significant sources of labor on the islands in the Indian Ocean and South Africa. Economic opportunity was also big. Many nations, especially in the New World, offered opportunities for economic advancement that were impossible in other parts of the world, like just new jobs, just the ability to be employed at a good wage. The discovery of gold in Australia, Alaska, and northwest Canada triggered gold rushes of migrants into these areas in the 19th and 20th centuries, and a lot of times these people settled down. Pushed out by revolutions and persecutions, migrants sought new lands hoping for greater political participation and religious tolerance. In the early years of the 20th century, Russians, Germans, and Jews contributed to the migrant population of Latin America. Many of the Jewish immigrants were refugees from pogroms or mass persecutions of Jews in Russia. In this era, many people from Southern Europe and Germany migrated to South and North America, while migrants from North Africa sought opportunities in Europe. And some migrants were looking for a fresh start. They felt pulled by the chance for a new place to start their lives again.